So the first thing we have to look into is why you can't read. You're probably in a situation where you pick up a book and you really want to read. Number one, it's probably hard for you to pick up a book because you want to go on your phone or you want to play fucking games or whatever. But you pick up the book and you start reading the page. You might be able to read like a sentence, maybe like a paragraph, and then your mind just goes into la la land and you're thinking about, I don't know, your mind starts to drift away from what you're reading and you can't focus on what you're reading. Number two, I don't know, you want to read, but you just can't really seem to commit yourself to it. You're almost like procrastinating, I guess would be a good way to put it. Go back to like going on your phone, you're playing games, you're just doing other things. I don't know, something that's more fun than reading. And then you think, yeah, I'd really like to read, but I just don't have any time. You obviously have time. You can't tell me that you don't have time. Even if you're reading like 15 minutes a day, you're telling me you don't have 15 minutes. There's nobody that doesn't have 15 minutes. Like even the most busiest person ever, they probably have 15 minutes in their day at some point. And you're not in that position, let's be honest. So, and then you go home and you're scrolling through your phone, you're watching movies, you're doing stupid shit, okay? And there's a reason for it, and I'll get into that. Basically, all of these things that you're doing, they're symptoms for a problem, and that problem is why you can't read. You're not just gonna pick up a book and start reading and fucking go stupid, go crazy on the book.
Go crazy, go stupid, go crazy. Go stupid.
You have to fix this problem, and this is a problem with your mind that you have to fix first, and then you can go into reading. So this isn't really that complicated. I might use stupid ass terms, but I'm gonna try to make it as basic as possible. There's two different parts of your mind that are kind of fighting each other. We have the prefrontal cortex, which is the front part of the brain, and it makes all the decisions for you. It's the part of the brain that's saying, I would like to read, and it's the part of the brain that's going to read. The prefrontal cortex, which is the part of you that wants to read the book, is fighting with another part of the brain, which is closer to the stem, and it's basically the part of the brain that does the most basic functions. Those are things like habits. It's like the monkey brain. Like I would call you a fucking monkey because you're a fucking slave to your amygdala. And what I mean by that is when you go home, you go into your room and you can't control yourself because your amygdala is literally telling you what to do. You're a slave to your amygdala. So you're not gonna go into your room and pick up a book and start reading it. You're gonna go into your room and you're gonna go to the easiest thing because your prefrontal cortex isn't developed enough. You can't really withstand what your amygdala is telling you to do in the most basic terms. That's high dopamine activities that are gonna give you the most levels of dopamine because that's pretty much what that part of the brain is guiding you towards. Those activities are gonna be, scrolling through social media, dopamine, fucking monkey, I want bananas, give me bananas. That's literally what you're doing. In the most basic terms, okay? I'm trying to make this as basic. Fuck yourself. So now that you kind of understand that, you understand the symptoms, I would say, let's be honest, you probably have those symptoms. You probably go on your phone a lot. Your screen time, I guarantee, is more than an hour, probably 2 hours. So I can help you out a lot. All you have to do is listen to me, okay? So how are we going to control this monkey brain? It's very difficult to control. And you're not gonna just wake up one day and the monkey brain's gone. You actually have to train it over time. What we're gonna do is, before you start reading, I know you want to read, and we'll get to that. Before you start reading, we have to fix this problem, because if you start reading now, before you fix this problem, you're gonna pick up your book. If you force yourself to read, you're gonna pick up the book. And you're gonna start reading, and you're gonna read, a sentence, a paragraph, and then you're gonna go into fucking la la land like you always do. And you're literally not gonna fucking retain shit. Why do we read? I mean, for the most part, because everyone else does it. I don't know. It seems cool. I mean, you're reading to retain information, right? So, what is the point of reading if you're not retaining any information. And then you're just going to stop reading, right? Because you're not learning anything. You want it to be like this big, smart guy, big brain, you know. That's why you're reading. You're not retaining information. So what's going to happen if we don't address these problems first is you're just not going to read. You're going to stop reading, and then you're going to go back into the feedback dopamine bananas monkey loop on your phone. You're going to be watching movies, playing games all day. You're not going to get anything done. And this isn't just reading. This goes past reading. This is everything you do. You know, if you want to study, if you want to work on stuff, if you want to focus, if you want to be really focused individual, you have to start improving your prefrontal cortex.
Whoa! It's the baby!
So what we're going to do is we're just going to slowly cut down on the amount of dopamine and the dopamine activities that we're taking in. Maybe you can cut down slowly. It doesn't have to be overnight, like I said. Let's say you spend 5 hours on your phone. Okay, so let's aim for 4 hours. Let's do small cuts, continually improve ourselves, and in a few months, you know, you go down like an hour a week, you go down 15 minutes a week, you're gonna see a lot of positive improvements. Same with games. Really try to limit yourself, because you're absolutely fucking your brain. Like, you have no idea how much you're fucking your brain. I hate to put it to you like that, but you know, you're fucking your brain. That's what you're doing. And what we're gonna replace these activities. I know you're gonna say, oh, but I don't want to do that. That's cringe. That's like a sissy would do that. We're gonna start meditating. And we're gonna start journaling. Okay? You want to be able to focus. How many people tell me that they want to focus and that they can't focus? Not just me, but it seems like a societal thing where nobody's able to focus on anything anymore. This is how you fix it. It's actually crazy, and it works really well. We're gonna do meditation, and I'm not gonna tell you how to do meditation and journaling. If you really want, I can make another video, but just look it up and figure it out. It's really easy. I would say it's kind of difficult when you start, especially meditating. You have to improve. It's like how, okay, I can compare meditating to reading. You read a sentence and then your mind goes into fucking la la land. It's going to be the same thing when you start meditating. You're going to start meditating and your mind's going to go into la la land.
Let's go!
I don't know, in like 10 to 30 seconds maybe, if you just started. And there's nothing wrong with that. Basically what it is it's almost like you're going to the gym and you're trying to increase your physical strength. So, you know, you start doing bicep curls, and what you're going to do is you're pretty weak when you start going to the gym. Obviously, you've never been there before. You're going to start with a lower weight. You won't be able to lift very well. You're going to have to work on your form. It's going to be very difficult when you begin. But as time goes on, you're going to increase the weight. You're going to get better form. And before you know it, you're going to be a fucking god at lifting. And it's the same thing with meditation and journaling. The thing is, you're going to have to do this, you know, every day. And you're going to have to do it consistently. You're going to have to practice. If you really want to improve the skill, you do want to improve the skill, because you don't want to be a, you know, dumbass loser all your life.
Let's go!
Where you can't focus on anything, and these dopamine cycles, you're just flicking through your phone all day. You want to fix this. You want to be able to read. You want to improve yourself. This is how you start. So once we've got to the place where you've been meditating and journaling for, actually, to be honest, it doesn't really matter how long you've been doing it. What does matter is you've increased your mental health to the point where you can actually focus for longer periods of time. That's when you want to start reading. That's the point when you want to start reading. You're not going to buy a book at the store going from this dopamine monkey loop all day long, and you're not going to fucking read through this instantly, obviously. That's the starting point for reading, okay? What we're going to want to do then is we're going to want to start off with a small book. So I got a few books here that I can give for an example. These aren't like picture books, but there's a lot of pictures in them. I have a bunch of these books, and okay, this one does have a lot of text actually, but you can see you just kind of flip through it, and this is like what you would do instead of going on your phone. You would flip through this book and look at the different pictures. Wow! And you see something that you're interested in, and you start reading. And look at that, you just read a paragraph of something that you're really interested in. Make sure you buy a book that you're interested in. It's really easy. Here's another one. Boeing. It's almost like, oh, I'm not gonna read that. That has pictures in it. That's they're for kids. No, it's not, bro. It's for you because you're a monkey. And I read these too. There's nothing. There's nothing wrong with this. You're learning how to read. You're going from monkey brain, dopamine, and bananas all day to slowly easing yourself. And it's fine to be, I'm still using my phone a little bit. I'm still playing games a little bit. But you're easing yourself into this. So that's a good way to start. Another good way to start is graphic novels. Just to make it easy. Look at this. This is a book that I used to read when I was a kid. It's really easy. There's not a lot of text, and it kind of gets you into the habit of reading, which is another really important thing that I'll go into. So basically, this is going to get you into the habit of reading, and it's kind of like when you go into the gym. I used this before when I was talking to one of my friends. You're not going to go into the gym, put 400 pounds on the bench press, and start going crazy. Similar to how you're not going to get this giant, this is honestly not a big book, but moderately large book, and just start reading it like crazy. And have no issue at all. You're not going to make any progress going into the gym and putting 400 pounds on the bench press. Same way you're not going to make any progress in reading if you get a difficult book that's above your level. Nothing embarrassing at reading at a lower level. It is embarrassing. You should be embarrassed. Yeah, buy Thomas the Tank Engine. What I'm telling you is to go to the store and buy Thomas the Tank Engine. Nah, but you're not going to make any progress buying a book that's too difficult for you to read and then trying to read it. In fact, you're probably going to make the opposite progress in that you will not want to read, and then you're never going to read. And that goes into the next point, which is make it enjoyable. That's why I said earlier about this shit right here. I have a bunch of plane books, because I like airplanes. I like reading about it. It's something that I enjoy. Buy a book on something that you're interested in. Buy a book on something that you enjoy, and you're gonna read it. When you go reading, make it really comfortable. Make yourself cozy. I don't know. Get all cuddled up with a book. Make yourself cozy. You'll be able to read pretty easy. That's something that school actually ruins, and it really is a shame, because reading is really fun and it teaches you a lot. It makes you better at literally anything. If there's anything that you want to achieve or anything that you want in life, and I'm not even, just fucking read, man. Anything that you fucking want, open a book and read about it, and you'll be able to get it.
Become a good reader. See, one book might save you 5 years. Did you know there's books on how to be stronger, more decisive, be a speaker, be a leader, have a better effect on other people, develop your personality? Did you know there's books on that? And people don't read them? Did you know that hundreds of successful people have written their stories in books and they wrote down how they did it, and people don't read it? How would you explain that?
And that's kind of something that school destroys, is that it really makes people hate reading, because schools are going to give you a book that you don't want to read. You hate the book. It's a stupid book, boring textbook, or a really boring story that you don't want to read, and you're just not going to read it. And a lot of kids grow up doing this, and they don't really understand, because that's kind of the intro into reading. It's like, teachers are kind of just shoving the shit down students' throats, and they don't give a fuck. It makes them think reading is stupid. They're not learning anything. It might be some stupid storybook with some agenda in mind for English teachers, or a fucking math textbook that's boring as fuck, and they're gonna come out of school not knowing how to learn for themselves, and they're just not going to learn, and it's really a shame. So that's really important, is to find something that you enjoy reading. Find something that maybe a subject that you are really interested in. You're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna have fun. You can have fun reading. I know you think that's stupid, but I have fun reading, and I'm like the type of person that a lot of people wouldn't even think that I read because of my personality. Like, a lot of people, they meet me, they don't think I read, because there's almost this, I don't know, kind of thing around reading where it's just for nerds, or what the fuck is wrong with being a nerd? Number one, but it's not. It's not for, it's for everybody. Reading is fun, and it's for everybody. Work on your mind. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Find a fun book that's good and fun to read, and it's just consistently do it every single day. And that's the next thing. Consistency. Consistency is really important when it comes to building up these habits and working on your mind. You're going to want to consistently read, even if it's a page a day. I don't care if it's a page a day. And this book right here is a really good example of it. This is one book that I've been reading this year. It's called Daily Laws, and basically, look at this. April 14th is April 15th. Look at that. Create a call like following. Anyways, look at this. It won't focus. Whatever. Every day is a page. April 15th. Create a call like following. It has this paragraph and it's talking about useful stuff. Very kind of interesting self-improvement stuff. April 14th, yesterday, view the world as a vast interconnected palace, and that's kind of talking about politics, talking to people, things, blah, blah, blah. April 13th, better be attacked than to be ignored. April 12th, use your enemies, and each page has this very long, whatever. Now look at this. 4 months into the year, April 15th, like I said. Look how much I've read. This right here. That's 1 page a day, and that's crazy. If you're somebody who doesn't read, that's 4 months of 1 page a day. Well, 4 months, 15 days. That's a lot. Look at all of the stuff that you can learn in 4 months just by 1 page a day. Which, how long do you think it's really going to take you to read 1 page? It's not going to take you a long time. It's going to take you like a couple of minutes. And if you're not proficient at reading, what's the long, what do you think? You're going to take half an hour reading 1 page? Get the fuck out of here. It doesn't matter how shit you are at reading. You're not going to take that long for 1 page a day. That's why consistency is very important. But even more important is that it instills in you the habit of reading. It has to become a habit, and that goes back into your amygdala. Is you don't need to use your prefrontal cortex that much anymore when you start reading. At that point, you're years into reading, and it's your amygdala doing the work. Your amygdala is going into your room, and you're picking up a book, and you're reading. It's crazy, and it works just like that. So we got consistency, we got making it comfortable. Now I'm going to talk about specifically the art of reading itself, okay? Now this is one thing that school teaches you about reading is how are you going to read? Yeah, how are you going to do it? How are you going to read? You're going to pick up this book, you're going to open up the first page, you're going to open the page and read, huh? What's this right here? What's this? This is called a table of contents. You think that's funny? What is the table of contents for, okay? What is it for? What is the table of contents for? So you can see where everything is in the book. I would say why, I don't know, but this is what school teaches you. Because the teachers are forcing this shit down your throat. You're going to open it up. You're going to go right past the table of contents. And you're going to start reading from the first page. And you're going to go through the entire book. Yeah, you look at the table of contents, but do you use it? No. You're going to go through the entire book. And you're going to... No. Don't do that, okay? And what I would say that's kind of like is going to Google. Let's say you want to look up, how do I read? Okay? You go to Google and you look up, how do I read? Now you have the top result. And it's kind of annoying because Google does this thing where it puts ads. So it says ad, and it's for something stupid, like an ad for an article on giraffes. Are you gonna click on that article on giraffes and read through the entire article? And then once you read through the entire article, are you gonna say, oh, you know what? That's really too bad because I wasn't actually interested in giraffes. And then you're gonna close the browser and turn off your computer and you're gonna think, wow, that really sucks because I really wanted to learn how to read. But, well, I guess I'll just go on my phone now or I'll go watch a movie. No, you absolute ape. That's what the table of contents is there for. So let's say this. Let's say, what's a really interesting law? Let's go to law number 48, the very last one. You would have had to read through the entire book to get through this. Law 48, assume formlessness, page 419. And just like that, you are reading what you want to. And then you can read about that. Ta-da! Now you know how to read a table of contents. And another thing that school teaches you, in order to read a book, you need to read the entire book cover to cover. And that's just not the case. I mean, if there's something that you don't want to read in a book, you don't have to read it. You can skip a chapter. Or, you can go through and read different chapters that you want to read. Because what we're doing here is, we're doing this to learn. And if you think about it, you wouldn't go to the gym and use every single piece of equipment in the gym. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, you're gonna go there and you're gonna use the ones that you want to use for the things that you're doing. Another thing that you do that can help you, sometimes this helps me. I usually only do this when I study though. I did this a little bit in some of my books when I was reading them, but it's just going through and highlighting things while you read. And that kind of helps the monkey that's in your brain, because it means that you won't go into la la land when you're reading. So if you go through a page and you highlight the important parts, it makes it so that your brain's like more active while you're reading. Another thing that's nice about that is you can go back after you read the book and you can skim through the book and you can look at all the important parts because you highlighted them. Yo, what are the chances? It makes it easier to read. Look at what I highlighted. Now they see you as a beast, a monkey. But in a week, they'll think you're a god. If you rediscover your beliefs and honor the logos. Marcus Aurelius. What are the fucking chances that I opened that I highlighted that? But yeah, if you highlight things, it'll help you focus better and not be a monkey. To end this video, I just really want to stress how important reading is. Anything that you want to learn, anything that you want to achieve, you can do that through reading. I gotta also finish with giving a few suggestions. I think these two books would help you a lot if you're starting to read. Look at how short this is, okay? This is like a regular book that I might read. Look at how, okay? Or this one, perhaps. And then look at how short these two books. These two books are like fucking baby books. What is this one? This one's like, this is Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm gonna recommend that you read Thomas the Tank Engine. Nah, this one's like 120 pages. This one's like 90 pages. The reason these are easy to read, not only is because they're short, obviously, but these are kind of like story driven, but they're also, they're talking about money, okay? But the thing is, they talk about it in like a really easy story. This one is called The Instant Millionaire, and this one's called The Richest Man in Babylon. They're both like amazing books. They're both amazing beginner books. If you want to read about money and stuff, they're pretty basic, so I wouldn't recommend it for an advanced reader, but these are really good for like a starter guy. They talk about fundamentals of wealth, very basic stuff. This one has like different rules. It goes through the rules through like stories. I'm not really going to go too into depth in these, but these are great. The Instant Millionaire by Mark Fisher and The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. And to end this, dude, I should just end this with that monkey quote. That monkey quote is amazing. Monkey quote. Remember how long you've been putting this off. How many extensions the gods gave you, and you didn't use them. At some point, you have to recognize what world it is that you belong to, what power rules it, and from what source you spring. That there is a limit of time assigned to you, and if you don't use it to free yourself, it will be gone and it will never return. Don't be an idiot and read a book. Okay? Bye! Wouldn't it be funny if I wasn't recording that?